And with my fab fans to glam here today. I will be doing some diamond art. Since you guys voted for it, I let my friends choose exactly which one because my moderators were being like, I want some more like bonuses for just doing stuff like staying up late and joining your streams to make sure no creeps are around. And I was like, yeah, you're good. I'll let you decide things for me because I'm indecisive as hell, and that's what I did. That's why I do the polls in the first place. And occasionally, you guys tie them because, well, indecisiveness also runs in the fans because multiple people can't decide for one item, and that's okay. Usually, I just do is ask my chat to just choose a different one. But now we have an ultimate vote. Where if there is a tie, my moderator can just ask for which one you want. That way there's still a decision made. It's like taking a vote from me. Because I can't vote on my own polls, which is something I was kind of sad about. I can't show what I have a preference for. I'll state the only reason my hair is down right now, you probably can't see it, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to talk about it because it's annoying me. Is because my hair is still wet, and it's bad to put your hair up if it's wet, especially when you're trying to let your curls dry. So I'm just in a state of discomfort. I put my hair up almost all the time. Usually the only reason I take my hair down is for photos. Because my family member likes to comment, oh my god, you look like a boy. I don't care, but I know they mean it in a bad way. And that's why I'm just like, well, I mean, I don't really care if I do or not. But I'll put my hair down if it makes y'all feel more comfortable. I'll state that this is one of the smaller diamond arts that I have on hand currently, and I only gave him a decision between the smaller ones because I really do not want to have to do a bigger one. Not because they're impossible, but because I know that I'm gonna have drawing next, and this one's easier to move. And sometimes when I move the bigger ones, the beads fall off. even though, like, the base is properly, like, done. But you can't fold them even remotely at all if you're gonna move them. Which is a little annoying. But that's okay. Though I might make them choose from one of my bigger ones next. I have a lot of different diamond darts. And I kind of just want to get done with all of them because they're all beautiful. But I can't buy any new ones if y'all don't want to watch me make any. So then I'm just in a state of, oh. But I might just start doing them anyway. I'm gonna start putting my choice in every single poll, and those will just all be what I want to do at the time. Which doesn't always happen, because I don't always want to do something. Some people are like, surprise me, and then some people want to be in control. My choice is usually jewelry making, though, so keep that in mind. Because I don't always want to do diamond art. Most of the time I'm just like, I don't really want that. But it's mainly because I know diamond arts can be really tedious sometimes, so I'm just like, Like, as much as I love doing the bigger ones, I also hate doing them. Like, I start getting antsy once I stop seeing, like, fast progress. Something my brother did, though, is, he decided to make an appointment on the one day I work morning shift. He could have chosen any other day to make me get up early. Like, yeah, sure, it would have been annoying because I work to 11 most days. But then I wouldn't miss work. I could just sleep at their house. It's fine. I know there's a couch. I'm okay with sleeping on it. Sure, I have back issues already, but, like, that doesn't matter. It's not like the couch is that uncomfortable. It's honestly probably better because it's more support. I've half fallen asleep on that couch before. Nobody's even awake this early, normally, right? No, that's a lie. There's probably plenty of people awake this early. Especially the older crowd. And, like, kids that go to school, because they're forced to be awake. I don't think anyone wants to be awake at this time, though. Unless they're a morning person, I guess. I personally don't want to be awake this early. I don't like being awake. I don't like being awake in general, actually. It's much better to be asleep. That's when you do most of your healing. So when I'm upset, I usually take a nap because it makes me feel better. Like, I could have gone through such a shitty day, but as soon as I'm asleep, I'm happy. Because I'm pretending I'm flying. And that I'm, like, in battle. Like, superhero. It's fun. My dreams are fun. Your dreams are usually fun when you have an imagination. Which nobody really has anymore. That I've noticed within, like, the younger crowds. Is they're not as creative as people in my generation were. And it's because brain rot, and they're using AI to do art for them instead of trying to learn the skill. Which is disappointing. You don't need AI to teach you a skill, you need to learn a skill. And the fact that companies are going to start using AI instead of having artists do digital art for them is awful. Like, I know it's cheaper in the long run for the company, which is why they're gonna do it, but it's cruel to artists, and it looks worse. Sure, it's okay to look at, but you can see all the mistakes in AI art. It doesn't have the perspective properly, and anyone who does art knows that AI sucks at it. I remember there was an artist who picked apart the proportions of AI and was like, yeah, no, it does not look good. It's missing proportion, which is what a lot of artists do when they're first starting out. Even Hitler wasn't accepted to an art school because he didn't understand proportions. I mean, his art was great to look at for a minute, and then you'd realize that there's windows under staircases, and that he didn't understand perspective. It just looked fat. It just looked flat. Sure, AI might learn perspective, but if it doesn't already have it, nobody should be using it. AI art sucks. It can be impressive at a glance, but then you realize that the proportions are wrong, and then it's just like, ooh, what happened? And I'm talking about this because I have an art degree. I can be an art teacher. It's like an actual capability that I have, is being an art teacher for children. Also, something I've learned about is new math versus old math. The reason new math looks so complicated is because it's teaching you how to think in a different way. It's not complicated once you actually learn it, and it actually makes most math easier in the long run. The reason we change the way we do math is to make it easier rather than just memorization. Because, yes, I know my times tables, and I know it very quickly and systematically. It's because I memorized them. I can't do multiplication quick in my head, but I can memorize a times table. But school shouldn't be about memorization. It should be about critical thinking. And that's why they changed the way we do math. And it's a lot more complicated if you've never studied it before. But once you understand it, it's so much easier. I remember the person in a grade below me, their math was done differently. And I was just like, huh. But I also never took Algebra 1. I did take Algebra 2, but I never took Algebra 1. And I was glad that everyone else in that class had no idea what Algebra 1 was. Everyone was like, we kind of forgot. Luckily, every single time I'm in a math class, I'm surrounded by people who aren't that bright. So that if I wasn't taught something because my teacher decided to teach me computer coding instead, because they were trying to test out a new subject, we were guinea pigs. I honestly wish I was taught computer coding a bit more because it was so fun. I got through the assignments like really quickly. I did genuinely find computer coding entertaining. So if I ever try to study a new subject after I'm done studying psychology, I'll probably go into computer coding just for fun. Just as like a little hobby. Because once you have enough money, you can go back to school whenever you want. And I know college is technically a scam, but if you have a person you can ask for like advice or more information and have goals to meet, that's the reason you go to a school and go to a class, like a college class. It's to have guidance. Because you can buy any textbook online, but you'll give up on it very quickly if you don't have anyone to like give you goals to work towards or like a way to apply the information to practice. And that's me speaking with a mental illness. The reason I went into psychology is to help people who struggle with their brain. Because I struggled with my brain and nobody would help me. So I can empathize with people easily. Because I've done that. I've gone through the struggles. I'm gonna make sure my brother brings home donuts. Because honestly, we deserve brekkie if he's gonna force us to wake up early to replace for him. No, but in my head, I was like, if he ever does this to me again, I'm telling him he better have like $40 to just pay me for babysitting for the day. And yes, I know $40 is not a lot, but I am undershouting it because I'm kind of nice. Like, I know that does not technically pay for the work, but it kind of does because babysitting their kid is kind of easy. It's easier than my job at work. I just have to make sure the kid doesn't kill himself and that he's fed and that he's not destroying anything. That's pretty fucking easy because you can do that from a distance. Be like, what the fuck are you doing? Or if he's too loud, why are you loud? It's annoying. Your mom would hate that. He shuts up when I tell him to. I mean, I say it more politely and I explain why. Like, you're giving me a headache, bro. Like, why do you gotta make those noises? It's so loud. He understands it, and then he's like, my apologies, and then doesn't do it again. Kids aren't stupid. They're just not as smart as us. There's a difference. They just don't know any better. Like a child who is borderline sociopathic or psychopathic, you have to be extra careful to guide them to understand what morals are. If they never learn morals, they won't understand that killing rabbits is not okay. Like, sure, it's just an animal and you can eat it later, but they're gonna upgrade eventually if you don't put a stop to it or teach them that killing urges are bad. Or teach them to be a Dexter. I don't know. Like, at least if they're gonna kill, at least make them kill the right people. Because if you kill one serial killer, this number of serial killers haven't changed, but if you kill 2 serial killers, there's one less serial killer. But definitely make sure there's evidence that they were a serial killer that just killed people for fun. Boom. Because nobody can hate a person who's killing serial killers. Not fully. I think morally, everyone kind of just understands that that's not that bad. Like, killing itself is bad, sure. And they kind of would like those people to rot in hell. But you're taking them there. And there's a death penalty in a lot of states. There's not one in my state, and I'm kind of glad about it. Because I don't fully agree with the death penalty. Mainly because they can kill the wrong person. And it's based off of assumption. Unless there is definitive proof beyond a reasonable doubt, then no, it shouldn't be okay. Like, there is evidence of them actually committing the act, then I probably won't believe it. I'm very much a skeptic when it comes to that, because there have been proof that there have been people put in prison for murder that they did not commit. And they were on death row, which means they were killed. And the only reason it was found out that it was a wrong person was because someone decided to do a little bit more investigating because they had a hunch. They were like, oops. And then they killed the next guy. Ooh. My hair still feels like it's wet, and it's not fun. I mean, it's almost dry, but I can tell it's not fully dry by touching my roots. It's mainly the back of my head that's still wet. But there's also a lot more hair in the back of my head than anywhere else, so it makes sense. Like, I can't brush my hair out with, like, my comb. Wide tooth comb, by the way. It is a wide tooth comb because my hair is curly. That is actually my natural hair texture. I know in a lot of videos you see my hair is like really straight. It's because I don't take care of it at all, and I usually brush it out when it's wet, and I damage my curl pattern. So I've been on a journey to try to fix my hair pattern. And you know what? It's been working. It has been working. I will let it be known that I do only babysit from like 1:30 to 4. I will text myself being like, you're good to drive home slowly and take your time. She's not going to drive home slowly, but it does mean she can stay after hours a little bit longer and wait for the bulk of traffic to disappear. Because usually the longer you wait, the better. The thing is, lately, all of the back roads that she usually takes are now filling up with cars. Usually, they're the only roads that are actually empty, but I guess people discovered them, and now all of the roads are full of people. Am I only working on one of the colors at a time? A little bit. Did I have to organize them all? No. But did I? Yes. Probably gonna come back to this because I don't want to risk unsticking the sticky. Ooh, I got a bunch of things out for delivery. Luckily, I found someone to cover my shifts. I did find cover for my shift, though, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. Also, sucks to suck. Sucks to suck, you have a meeting to drive to. Well, I like using voice to text because I don't like typing. I'm not a slow typer, I just don't like to do it. Mainly because it's uncomfortable to type at the side. Because I'm keeping it off screen because it's a private chat, you know? It's mainly just a chat full of me and my moderators. Unironically. So something I will always state is if you cannot afford to go on vacation and spend at least 2,000 on yourself, I don't really see the semantics of going on vacation at that point. I would rather just stay home. I'd take work out for that like vacation and just nap the whole time. I mean, yeah, I usually don't, but I also tell them last minute. I decided to ask a coworker if they'll take my shift because I didn't want to deal with management. It was so much easier to just ask a friend. I never do find cover though, because that's not my job. I just guaranteed her the shift. It was to help her out since she was saving for a car. She just hit a deer recently and it totaled her car. Whenever management asks for cover, they always ask one of the guys, and I don't think any of them deserve a shift. Yeah, I don't believe any of the guys I work with deserve any of their shifts. That is, yeah. Okay, Samuel. I appreciate that joke. Government name is wild, bro. I did take out the government name. I really did. Just to fuck with them. They shouldn't have told me that Storm was their actual middle name. They don't know my middle name. I will never let them know. Don't let anyone know my middle name. I hate my middle name. You shall never know my middle name. Boo-ha-ha-ha. It typed boo-ha-ha-ha-ha. It's okay. Something that I did once was I showed up about 2 hours late to an appointment at a dentist, and I still got a spot with the dentist. It wasn't the same one that usually takes me, but it was just a dentist, and I was like, anyone counts. I don't really care who does my teeth as long as it gets done. And honestly, I'd rather someone different. It's not that my dentist is bad at her job, it's just that she's too gentle. I don't feel pain. You can get down and clean my teeth more. She's afraid to go, like, too much. So whenever I leave, my teeth don't feel that clean. My teeth feel cleaner after I brush them. What's the point of going to a dentist if I can brush them cleaner? I know the point is just to get the plaque, but you can also get some of the staining. I don't know what's causing the staining, but you can get some of the staining. Something I wish my brother would do is as soon as I show up to babysit, he'd leave. So then he wouldn't be late. Because he keeps doing this, where he's late to places, and it's annoying. Like, I know you don't want to go to work, but at least arrive on time. My brother doesn't even, like, look for reasons to, like, do more work. Like, he does do overtime, yes, but arriving a little bit early every day really shows you, like, good work ethic. I would always arrive 5 minutes early at my job because that adds up on the calendar. I still do. I clock in 5 minutes early, no matter what. Except when my sil was driving me to work. She always made me on time, and I was just like, ugh. Anyway, peace, love, have a good day, my fab fans, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.